Okay, it's 6 o'clock. Let's begin our board meeting tonight. And Allison, would you please take roll?
Director Quillisi,
Here.
Director Kentosh,
Here.
Director Martinson,
Here.
Director Stone,
Here.
Director Ulrich,
Here.
Director Curtis, and Chair Berg.
Here. Okay, item 3, consideration and adoption of OVSD resolution number 2023-04, enabling continued use of remote teleconference meetings in accordance with Assembly Bill 361. Do I have a motion?
So move.
A second, please.
Second, Ulrich.
Any discussion?
I might add for discussion, if the governor does follow through and waive or close the COVID emergency on February 28th, which is all indications that he will, then next month's meeting go into the sort of the deliberative phase that would occur under Senate Bill or Assembly Bill 2449, which has limitations on remote attendance. It does require a quorum to be here, and it does have a process for any board member who wants to attend remotely to go through a process of allowing that person to participate. The public process to remotely call in will continue as it always has. There's just sort of a change in board member remote attendance starting next month if the
Starting after the 28th.
28th, if the governor follows through. So
I see. So possibly next month would be our last.
no, this month would be our last because I'm sorry, it's January 28th.
January.
Oh, January 28th. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we're getting to the point where it's getting close.
Good information. Okay, Allison, please take a roll call vote.
Director Curtis, Director Quillisi,
Yes.
Director Kentosh,
Yes.
Director Martinson,
Yes.
Director Stone,
No.
Director Ulrich,
Yes.
and Chair Berg.
Yes. Okay, please rise and join me in the pledge of allegiance. Yeah.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
This is, I didn't realize tonight is a special meeting.
No, it's a regular meeting.
Oh,
It's
okay.
to that-
I see. Okay. Are there any additions or amendments to the
Changes.
Are there any public concerns tonight for items that are not on the agenda?
Like a comment?
Yeah, this is, so this is,
To like submit something?
so you can submit a card, or if you have a concern, you can go ahead and it would be something that's not on the agenda. And we can take those comments now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just in the process of doing an ADU and I came in for the will serve letter and was surprised that it was $8,000 or something like that. It seemed pretty excessive. I guess the reason was they said I'm adding utilities to the system and it's going to cause more work and potential problems and et cetera. But I was also planning on doing gray water retention on the property also. So technically I'm going to be removing the actual units that go into the sewer system. So technically if I add units and it costs you money, if I remove units, it seems like I should either have a credit or it shouldn't be $8,000 because there's no improvements that are being done in the street. It's myself on my property doing it. So I don't know. It felt like I was a little bit hostage just because I was like, oh, will serve letter. Yeah, I'm coming in. And then all of a sudden it was like $8,000. And I'm like, oh, geez. And that's like one part of it, but like everyone's screaming about affordable health, like housing. But as an investment, it costs me more money to make an investment. I need to charge more money to get that return back. Well, the problem is everybody wants to, and the county's guilty of this too, because their permit process has gotten really expensive as well. But the more it costs me to build it, the more I'm going to charge to rent it. So there's a little cycle we've got going on. So I don't know. I feel like you guys are completely in your right if you're gonna add to the system. Does that make sense? But if I'm gonna detract from the system, I don't know. It just seems like that 8,000 is a little excessive.
Has your property been assessed as far as the connection fees?
I don't know.
So if you want to bring in your plans, come in and see me. And I'll be happy to go through our whole program of what we charge for and how we look at things and I'll be happy to go through that with you. My name is Jeff Palmer.
For the record, what's your name, please? And
Greg Smith,
Greg, what's your address also?
1035 South La Luna.
Busy street.
Busy street.
So I'm just calling the office and we'll see if we can meet here next day or two or a few, whenever it's good for you. No problem at all.
Thank you very much for your comments.
Yeah. Is that?
That's it.
Good. All right. Thanks. That was easy, guys.
We've got you on record. We got your name and address and
I'll call you.
you're recorded, so.
Coming in.
Okay, moving on to the consent items, 7, 8, and 9. Is it any directors would like to discuss individually or any presentations regarding 7, 8, or 9? Being the case, may
I'll make a motion to approve 7, 8, and 9.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on these items? Allison, please take roll call.
Director Ulrich,
Yes.
Director Stone,
Yes.
Director Martinson,
Yes.
Director Kentosh,
Yes.
Director Quillisi,
Yes.
Director Curtis is still absent, and Chair Berg.
Yes. Item 10, committee selections. I think everyone has seen a copy of the committee selections. Appointments that you don't feel comfortable with, let me know, and I'll take your place. Okay,
Can we just ask if there's anybody that is planning on switching? Because I submit a form to the state, and so I would need to know if there's anything that's pending changes.
I'm good.
Problem here.
very good, thank you. Moving on to item 11. Annual investment policy resolution number 2023-02.
So this is just a policy that says, and if you look on page 114 of the package, the exhibit A, this is basically a policy that we're required by the state to adopt every year annually. And there are limits that the state puts on quality of each investment type and the number of years for maturity on the investment type. And so this is a standard resolution. We do it every year and it's in compliance with the state code. We're just adopting basically the state code.
In compliance as far as I can remember, making minute changes here and there.
And the state code really hasn't changed. So, I mean, it's really the same old program doing the same old thing
Within our boundaries.
staying within the lines that the state gives.
Are there any comments regarding item 11?
Move approval of 11. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for item 11. Any further discussion? Okay, Allison, please take roll call.
Director Ulrich,
Yes.
Director Stone,
Yes.
Director Martinson,
Yes.
Director Kentosh,
Yes.
Director Quillisi,
Yes.
Director Curtis, and Chair Berg.
Yes. Okay, moving on to item 12. Audit engagement letter, Venture and Company Certified Public Accountants.
So there's a couple of dates, just to make sure we're all on the same page. This is basically, we finish one audit and we start the next. So this is their engagement letter to start for the fiscal year that will end here in June of 2023. And they finished the audit last month, and we're ready to start and engage them for the next fiscal year here. We start feeding information. They have a portal. And so we start feeding information into that portal so we can start the dialogue electronically, financially, having to have them come out, until the heavy stuff in the late summer.
Perfect. This is a 2-year.
This is a 3-year, this is the third year.
Second.
It's the second of a third year. So remember, the state said several years ago that you couldn't keep the same auditor for more than 6 years in a row. And so what we decided at the time was to select a 3-year term. And this will be the second of the third year under their sort of proposal.
Under this auditor.
Under this audit. Now, it's the person, it's not the firm. So in theory, we could, at the end of this 3-year proposal, another year, not just this year, then we could get another 3 years as long as and stay under that 6 years. If we go past another 3-year term, if for whatever reason we stay with this firm, they will have to put another person as the lead auditor in that role.
And I believe that they are planning on putting a new person in that lead role this year, just as a precautionary measure, to not wait till this 6th year, because this will actually be, I believe, the 5th consecutive year we used Fetcher. So I think they're going to do that a year early, is what their recommendation was.
But this is a 3-year contract, already signed. Just has to be reaffirmed every
Yes.
year.
Yes.
That's what we're doing here.
That's what we're doing.
I'll entertain a motion. Director feels comfortable with that. Item 12.
I'll move approval of item 12.
Second, Ulrich.
Thank you.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? That being the case, Allison, please take the roll.
Director Quillisi,
Yes.
Director Kentosh,
Yes.
Director Martinson,
Yes.
Director Stone,
Yes.
Director Ulrich,
Yes.
Director Curtis is still absent, and Chair Berg.
Yes.
So items 13 through 16 are receive and file. Do you have any comments on any of those items?
Any comments on
13 is the connection charge reserve report. Is that right? Okay. I look at the balance sheet and the income statement that's always presented in every one of our packets. Unless I missed it, I didn't see a connection charge reserve. So is it part of something else or?
No. Okay. The connection charge reserve is actually accumulation of these 3 reserve funds that are the report is. So when we get a connection charge, it's actually broken into 3 contribution levels, and they are contributed on a standardized proportionality to each one of these 3. So the treatment plant expansion reserve, the collection system local capacity reserve, and the collection system trunk capacity reserve. So the total connection fee is actually divided amongst these 3 reserves. And these are reserves. We just don't generally draw out of them for projects and such.
Don't see that name in.
Yes.
It's in the budget. You'll see like the explanation and if we plan on doing any contributions or withdrawing in a fiscal year for projects from them, but we generally don't from these particular ones. They pretty much just accumulate funds.
And this is a special report we do per a government code section.
Yeah. Okay, and so then you can pull dollars from this reserve for expansion or repairs or whatever.
Good. All right, moving on to item 20. Are there any board member comments? Comments?
Love the pictures.
It's like taking them too.
We're from a different era. It was one of the big storms.
It'll be different.
Kind of enjoyable
It's a
to see.
beautiful rainbow, though.
Okay, okay, general manager.
So a few things for you. First, just make sure you're up to date on your Form 700. You should have all gotten an email from the county elections office about your conflict statements. Make sure those are due by April 1st, but please check and make sure you're getting those done and up to date. You also should have received a link from CSDA to do the biannual ethics and harassment training. It's an online thing. Remember, we used to meet years ago here and have somebody come in. They now allow you to do it online. If you don't have the link, let us know and we'll kick that out to you.
They said we had 30 days, but how much time do we really have? Well, I mean, because they didn't say starting from when.
I don't have the dates in front of me. So
I think yours is due February something. It's from the date you last completed it. So I think it was in February sometime. So you,
A couple days late, will it prevent me from taking the?
I don't think so. But let me know if you have trouble and I'll send out a reminder, but you should be fine. And Steve and Randy did it. They were about 30 minutes each. Did it
The
take
two
you?
courses, they were about 2 hours each.
2 hours each. There was a test at the end of the sexual harassment prevention.
Oh,
Sometimes I forget to say the.
yeah, it's a 4
so it was 4 hours.
hour.
There weren't any questions that, it's pretty much replay of what we've heard in the past. but
Yeah.
You have to sign something under oath that you just listen
And answer all the
and
questions.
answer the questions. So it doesn't take that long. Just have coffee and sit there and watch it.
We'll be scheduling a personnel committee meeting. We had one scheduled the night of the rains. So we're going to reschedule that. We're finalizing our budget calendar for the February meeting. So we'll be putting out some dates and talking about some dates. Remember, we're not doing 2-year budgets anymore. We're doing 1-year budgets. And so we're going to go through the whole process of preparing the budget, the study session, first reading, second reading. First blush, I don't see any sort of major problems going into a budget year. I don't really see a rate increase sort of conversation at this point in time. We've been doing a pretty good job managing our costs and reprogramming some things. So I think we're kind of headed in that direction. But we'll do that calendar in February and lay out the dates. Remember, there's a couple extra special meetings in order to get the timelines right for the adoption and all that stuff done.
Everything into the county.
Right. So then we'll talk a little bit about our storm response. So the 2 spills were on the night of the 9th into the 10th. And on the 12th, we had both the plugs or both the spills plugged and we're bypassing. We're now sort of out of the heavy sort of immediate response. It's turned into basically a couple of construction projects for us. The plant's still a little bit, it's wonky is not a technical term. When the plant gets so much rainwater, clear water, the bugs kind of get a little bit out of sorts. Kind of describe it to the public. It's like shaking up a snow globe. It takes a while for the bugs to settle back down. So if you go down by the plant, the drying beds are still full of water. We're bringing that extra fresh water back. Lake Palmer. We're bringing that fresh water back very slowly so that we avoid sort of a freshwater surge into the plant and bugs settle down. Our dissolved oxygen is stabilized. The normal parameters we watch are stabilized, but it's just a little off still, and it's not uncommon after we take that much fresh water. The flows are still up. We're still getting groundwater in. This is indicative. We got at my house, in Oakview, we've had 23.8 inches so far this rainy season. That's more than an average year. We've gotten it all in a month. So we are seeing groundwater levels. You're seeing a lot of seepage out of the asphalt in all kinds of places around the valley. And that water's seeping into our collection system. And so our flows are still up a little bit. Well manageable, but we're still higher than.
I still isn't at zero.
Yeah, it's not at zero. In terms of our construction projects over on Creek Road, it's a pipeline job. We're bypassing and digging a new trench and putting in a new sewer main. It's going.
They're repairing the road too?
We're gonna have to repair the road, and the county's been in and out. Everybody's kind of working in the same areas. The county's been in and out doing debris removal, mud. We're trenching about 1,000 feet of new pipe.
There's still a lane left on Creek Road, isn't there?
It is closed during the day when we're working. At night, it's open. We're plating it and letting it open at night.
Oh, wait.
Both lanes at night.
Oh, wait.
At night. The crews are working with, when something like this happens and you close the street, the first thing you hear from is the trash trucks and the post office, and the residents who don't get their mail. So we're letting the post office and Amazon and UPS and FedEx through, and the trash trucks. We're not allowing the public through when we're working. We've got about a 12-foot deep trench right now. And it doesn't just nicely form a lane, it cuts across both lanes. And so it's just difficult to allow cars through. I know some people are upset, but it's really the only way to not have cars right next to a deep trench. So that's just a normal pipeline job for us. Pipe and manholes and concrete and normal stuff. The project over on the Ventura River obviously is a whole lot different. It's a grading job in the river. So we've gotten clearances from Army Corps of Engineers, U.S. Fish and Wildlife, California Fish and Game, and National Marine Fisheries Service, NIMS. All have given us clearances. We're all under emergency permits. We've got a biologist out there looking for fish and red-legged frogs and all kinds of things.
Don't drop any big rocks on them.
No concrete, no dirt no equipment in the river. So we're reaching out and placing large rocks. It's a very traditional buttress and grading job, but it's in the river, and we're doing it right. All these resource agencies have provisions and have standard plans, and they allow you to do the work if you do it clean. And so it's going well. They're dropping 10-ton rocks in the river and building a new straight line, new bluff, and they'll start filling back behind it. If you go out to the site, trail's gone. It's now sort of like a mining road from the San Antonio Creek up to the job site. The trail's all gone. The rails, the wood rails are gone, but they're trucking in the rock and doing the work clean and nice. It's proceeding well. Again, I don't have any sort of concerns really, other than it was just a construction job for us with a lot of environmental oversight. We're over on the east bank, and the water is almost dropped to a trickle on the east side. It's still flowing pretty good on the west side. We're doing testing of the water above and below the spill locations. Indications are that the water is still contaminated above our spills, and we don't see any rise in contamination through the spill zone. So we're in the process of pulling our signs up, and going to make a notice tomorrow to environmental health, the county, and various other agencies that our spill has been mitigated. The river's still polluted. Typical after a storm, the natural runoff still has a high level of coliform and E. coli in it.
So the stables up in the upper Ventura.
Yeah, I mean, the septics and the stables and the animal runoff, I mean, it's just, there's quite a bit of it. So we're managing all that, and FEMA and OES were out last Thursday. They've started the damage assessment process, so we're rolling right into communicating with them our costs related to construction. And I fully expect FEMA to pick up their normal 75% of costs and the state picking up their remaining 25%. So proceeding with almost a shadow second accounting system of all of our costs and overtime, fuel. Our overtime costs are going to slow down significantly here this week and next week. We're out of the big heavy push back into sort of normal operations for us. Other than a couple of construction jobs that have constraints, I really don't see concerns. The long-term forecast is still more high, so we're going as fast as we can.
Jeff, I commend you and staff also for a job well done and keeping this as painless as possible.
People have just done a great job. I mean, top to bottom, from taking phone calls to following the rules and doing the accounting. We've had a couple of nice meetings with staff, how to do modified time cards. And everybody's just doing what it takes to document this. So
I have a question. When they're placing the 10-ton rocks, how are they doing that without getting into the river?
So they built a ramp down from the trail down to about 2 or 3 feet above the water line. And then they brought in a whole bunch of maybe 100 to 200 pound rock and just spread it out and drove the excavator out on the rock. And then they bring in the 10-ton rock. It's usually 2 or 3 rocks per truckload coming in from Mojave. And they built a little cul-de-sac in the property owner next door to the job site. We worked with him, and he's fine if we grade his lot flat and hydroseed it when we're done. He's working with us on letting us use his lot. So they drop the rocks there. They put them in one of those Volvo 6-wheeled off-road trucks and back it down the ramp and dump it. And then the excavator picks up. I'll put some pictures out tomorrow to you. The excavator picks it up and kind of spins it around and places it. And then the first row of rocks in the river are sort of sacrificial, meaning if one of the storms in the future comes along the face of those rocks and undermines those rocks, they're intended to fall down in that trench or that hole. But the buttress is then the rocks behind it. And so they're placing them one at a time, kind of like big Legos, making them interlock. Then behind that, then we'll put in 1-ton rock behind it and build the slope up. I'll put out some pictures tomorrow. It's a pretty interesting little dance between the excavator and the rocks and the dropping them all in. And then the biologist sits there and watches and makes sure we don't touch the river. Touch the river, and there are standard provisions from U.S. Fish and Wildlife and NIMS to, if a fish is found, that the biologists know how to capture the fish and move it to a safe location. And so all of those processes are in place to make sure that we can do our work, we can protect the slope as long as we're good and clean and don't go hog wild in the river. So we also have almost finalized with a replacement new candidate for the collection system. Working on his physical and fitness for duty exams. Those are pretty standard. And expect him to start somewhere around the 1st of February. He's a great candidate with about 8 years experience and already got the licenses and the truck license and everything. So we're happy to have that going on at the same time.
This is all good news, great news, actually. Okay, well, that actually concludes our board meeting tonight at 6. Thank you very much.
Hi, all.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
I'm interested. My impression from the last meeting that we had was that